All right, which true freshmen are going to see the field the most this upcoming season? That's what this video is all about. Obviously, Georgia's 2023 recruiting class was very good, one of the best in the country. Again, full of elite defenders, right? That's really what that class was all about. Let's start on defense, right? On the defensive line, Jordan Hall is the guy. I've told y'all for a while, buy stock in Jordan Hall. If there's someone close to Jalen Carter on the roster who could turn out to be that type of player and a top 10 draft pick in the NFL, I think Jordan Hall is that guy. Big interior defensive lineman from Jacksonville. I remember speaking with one of his coaches on the phone before he committed to Georgia. And after that phone call, I was all bought in. This kid works hard, knows how good he can be. Extremely quick off the ball, right? Off the snap for someone 300 plus pounds, just a menace. He gets penetration, can create pressure on the quarterback from the inside, closes those running lanes on the inside. He's a guy who demands a double team. Going to be that defensive tackle spot, not really the nose guard. I think they brought in Jamal Jarrett to play that Jordan Davis type of role, but Jordan Hall is a big, bad dude. I think we're going to see more and more of him as the season moves along, and I think he is going to be a multi-year starter along the defensive line. So if there's a new incoming freshman to know on the defensive line, Jordan Hall is my guy there, who I think is going to have a big season. At linebacker, you got a lot, right? Let's start on the inside. Raylen Wilson, CJ Allen, Troy Bowles, all of those guys can really play, but Raylen Wilson continues to be the guy I hear the most about. I had a close source, tell me that when he was on campus in December, when they were prepping for Ohio State and TCU, I had someone tell me that guy gave Georgia's offense more trouble than any linebacker that TCU did. And we wrote about that in What We're Hearing a few months ago. And that's something you can find on the newsletter. The newsletter is free. The link is down below. It is free. It doesn't cost you anything. We've got a lot of free stories that y'all can read all the time. So make sure you're checking that out. A lot going on. So sign up for the newsletter. That link is down below. But Raylen Wilson is as fast as it gets. He can cover. He can hit. I think he was a borderline 5-star for a reason. I think we're going to see him play a good bit. Now, at inside linebacker, you've got a lot of guys, right? Jamon Dumas-Johnson, Small Munden, those are the two starters. Going to see a lot of Jalen Walker. He's going to be a sophomore this year. Xavier Sori is the guy who I think has the possibility to be a breakout type of guy. EJ Lightsey is back there. So there are a bunch. So I'm not saying Raylen Wilson's going to come out and win a starting job or anything like that. But in these blowout games, right? Tennessee Tech, Ball State, UAB, Vanderbilt, so on and so on. You're going to see a good bit of Raylen Wilson at the end of games. I think he's going to flash. And I think he could be the next great Georgia linebacker, at least from that 2023 class. Outside linebacker Damon Wilson, continued to hear how good he is. He's still getting better and better. Was an early enrollee, flashed a little bit during G-Day, but long, athletic pass rusher, a natural pass rusher, guy who just finds his way into the backfield, whether it's against the run or the pass. He's instinctive, but he's got a long wingspan. And another guy who's just lightning quick off the ball. I mean, the ball snapped and he's already causing havoc back there immediately. So he's a guy who I continue to hear is trending upwards, as far as the ability to get on the field early. Now, Sam Mpemba, Gabe Harris, those are other guys fighting for that, outside linebacker edge position. But Damon Wilson is a freshman I think you're going to see a good bit of. In the secondary, Janelle Aguero, hard-hitting safety with instincts, man. He is going to get after it. I've been told that, the staff loves him, always did. This was Will Muschamp's guy. His recruitment, Will Muschamp was like, that's my safety. That's the guy I want. I mean, he's an intimidating safety who can really pop you. And Georgia's had some of those. Lewis Seen was a big-time hitter, but Janelle Aguero is a guy who the offense has to know where he is on the field. And if you're a receiver coming over the middle and this guy's coming to pop you, you're going to think twice about catching that ball and getting hit. I mean, he's a guy who, sniffs out, the screen game, the run game, those quick passes to the outside. He's going to come like Lewis Seen. He's going to fly to the football and get in the backfield before you know it. Chris Smith did a great job of that, just kind of feeling what the offense was going to do. And then when the quarterback gets rid of the ball quickly, which happens more and more, these quarterbacks are getting the ball out quick. They don't want to push the ball down the field as much. Not a ton of Joe Burrow, Stetson Bennett, Aaron Murray types, right? Where they really wanted to push the ball downfield. Now get it out of your hands, get it to your playmakers. And when you've got instinctive, fast, hard-hitting guys like Janelle Aguero from the safety spot who can come down and play in the box, he's going to make a lot of plays. He made a big tackle for loss, I believe it was at G-Day, but, fights off blocks, gets to the ball carrier. He's a guy that I think the Georgia staff is very, very high on. And again, at safety, they've got some guys back there, right? And they've got guys all over the place. There's no position where it's like, man, we really need one of these true freshmen to come in and help us out or start, right? There aren't a lot of Malachi Starks, talented guys who can come in and do that and do very well. But this team is kind of loaded everywhere. So these aren't freshmen I think are going to win starting jobs, right? They're just freshmen that you're going to see throughout the season here and there and make some plays here and there. And guys who I think could have the ability to start next year in 2024 in their second year. So as far as defenders go, Justin Rhett is another guy I keep hearing a lot about. AJ Harris at cornerback is a guy who I think is getting better and better. But overall, a lot of talented defenders that are true freshmen this year on defense. There's no doubt about it. And if you're a Georgia fan who doesn't really cover follow recruiting, right? You don't know a ton about these new incoming freshmen. I think you're going to be very surprised when you're watching these games. Wow, who's that guy? Who's that guy? Who's that guy? Oh, that's a true freshman. He looks like he's really good. Yeah, because they are really good. So just a few guys on defense. Offensively, they didn't have a quarterback, in the last class. But running back Roger Robinson is a guy that we saw a lot during G-Day, right? Branson Robinson was hurt. Kendall Milton was hurt. So if everyone's healthy, I'm not sure how much of Roger Robinson we're going to see. Daijun Edwards is going to get his share of touches, right? Kendall Milton is going to get his share of touches. Branson Robinson, when healthy, should be running the football. The staff loves Cash Jones. Who? Cash Jones. Who? Mike Jones reference for all you young bucks. Y'all might not know Mike Jones, but Mike Jones. Andrew Paul. Andrew Paul is another guy who's 220, right? He's a bowling ball when he's healthy. I think he's going to get at least a look. I think he's deserved it. They loved him out of high school as well. One of those late signees in that 2022 class. Sometimes I get these classes mixed up, but he was hurt all last year, but everyone was raving about him before those injuries. So at running back, they're kind of loaded. Tight end, Lawson Lucky. He's been turning heads since he got on campus. He's got Brock Bowers and Oscar Delp in front of him, but I think he's going to play a considerable amount. He's physical, he's thick, but he's a great option in the passing game. Strong, reliable hands. He's great after the catch. And another guy who I just continue to hear a lot about. So if Georgia wants to use the tight ends as well, as much as they did with Todd Monken, you're going to see Lawson Lucky out there a good bit. Offensive line, it's Monroe Freeling or bust as far as guys who are going to play a good amount this year. He's long, he's lean. He was the number one prospect from South Carolina in last year's class. 5-star tackle. I think he has a bright future ahead of him, but, unless it's a blowout game, I don't see a lot of these, incoming freshman offensive linemen seeing the field a lot because they've got guys like Dylan Fairchild and Micah Morris who have been in the program for 3 years now, who are still fighting their way onto the field. So when the starters come out, there's still plenty of guys who have been waiting their turn. Austin Blasky, guys who need to see the field because they're going to be relied upon in 2024. So not sure how many offensive linemen we're going to see on the field this year from that freshman class. A wide receiver, Tyler Williams, Anthony Evans. Those are guys to know. Tyler Williams is a bigger physical 6'3", about 195 pounds, maybe close to 200 pounds now. Big possession receiver you can put on the outside. Continues to improve his route running, but he's a guy who I think could catch a lot of passes one day. But they're loaded at wide receiver. It's going to be tough for some of these freshmen to see the field when there's so much talent in that room. But Anthony Evans is a track star. He's your speed guy. They're going to use him, I think, the way they use Arian Smith. But again, not sure how much we're going to see those guys in big games, right, in SEC play. Maybe if they continue to improve, they'll see the field, against those bigger, more important teams. But the wide receiver room is so talented. It's so loaded. So I think this is a great opportunity for those receivers to kind of just sit back and learn a little bit, develop, continue to work on their craft, right, and get better and better. So when they have an opportunity to see the field more, they're going to be ready. But Right now, they just need to learn from the guys in front of them. But overall, I think it's more of the defenders who are going to see the field and flash a little bit more than the guys on offense that they just signed in that 2023 class. But overall, there's several guys that I've got my eye on, and I think you do, or you need to as well. But yeah, quick little rundown. Thanks for watching this video. As always, stay tuned to Dawg Post at all times, right? And you can do that by signing up to the newsletter. The link is down below. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you over on Dawg Post.